Right, this is the CB side of the band. You don't need a big radio like this, you can buy a CB sidebander. This is 385 lower sidebands. Americans on it all the time. Not just Americans, quite a lot. And then if we change and go, the band's quite active, quite a lot of stuff. And you'll get your radios, it's legal to use this now in the UK for 26,965, that's channel 1, FCCs we would call it. 27,405 is where you're allowed to use AM and single sidebands, upper or lower. You don't need a license for it, you can, as long as you're not using a load of power, 12 watts sidebands, can't mind what it is, AM must be half that, I don't know, AM, FM, but get yourself a CB with sidebands on it, an L President Lincoln Cobra 148. The type radios, the older stuff's the best, the new stuff's a lot of rubbish. But the band is quite active.
We have to accept the rules of the new. I need to change is bad for humanity, but good for propagation, my friend. Thank you.
And this is us, we're just coming into solar cycle 25. And you can hear stuff with a wet bit of string, what we used to say. Right, they're the international call frequency for the sidebands. You're not allowed to use that, supposedly, but folk use it now anyway. I get bust for using it years ago, well, not just that. I was running 100 watts out the Kenwood 450 I had at the time, and I was using a couple of other pirate bands that I shouldn't have been using because you interfere with aeroplanes. But if you don't try these things, you don't learn, you know what I mean? But down here, way into dark time, you'll get Americans. And then even further down, going away into like when we go back to CB days, the dungeons, the graveyards. Oh, there was 26,285, that was a call frequency too, probably still is one, but you don't hear many in it now, but that was the dungeons. And then the next 40 channels up was the graveyards, and then the next 40 up was FCCs, and then the next 40 up was the UK FM. But in between the UK FM and the FCCs there was 12, no, I think here 15 channels, including the alpha channels, 1, 2, 3, I can't mind now, that you could use, but that was classed as a pirate band. But everybody uses it now anyway, and they're all using these big radios and stuff like that. There's somebody calling there. Nine, Canada. I'm getting some noise off my solar, obviously. I need the aerial further away for the shed, but like, I don't really bother much with this band. So there's plenty there, and as I say, we're coming in to cycle. Well, we're on it, cycle 25. You get your propagation tops every 11 year on the radio, so basically you don't need much of an antenna. I've got what you call an IMAX, and it's up the tree, and I'm really needing to put a new one up or put something else up, but I don't really bother much with this band. Took a couple of local ones and that's about it. Maybe if I hear a strong signal coming in from stateside or wherever, I maybe give them a quick shout, say hello, you're doing alright over this way, but that's about it. I'm not so much into the radio as I used to be. I like the amateur bands, but this is a good band and all to learn on. This is where I learn. You can't just, everybody doesn't just jump onto a radio and knows how to work it, you know what I mean? You need to learn, and a lot of people start here. A lot of people start just doing it through listening to the ham radio stuff and whatever else, or maybe if they've been in the army, navy or something like that, they take the career up for there. My granda was in the navy, and I don't know if he must have done the Morse code, submarines and boats and all that stuff, World War II. So, but that's the CB side of it anyway. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You can get a CB radio with the sidebands on it for 150 quid. That's how much the Cobra 148 GTLs used to sell for. Now they're going for fucking silly money. But I've got mine and a couple of wee ones, because I'll need to get another wee thing. And then that way I'm not using the big radio, and they can't give me Ofcom, can't give me into trouble, but the Ofcom, I think I would just tell them to gallop now anyway. Because they're no worth the monkeys. But we'll not get into them anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, that's your CB band. Couple of £100 gets you your CB, your coax, your power supply and your antenna, so get your communications ready, get something going. You can even make the aerials out of wire. There's videos further down in my aerials that's up the hill there, and it's basically just fishing poles with wire taped to them, and then a lot of wire lying about the ground for radios, for earth wires basically. Just the other side of the vertical antenna, the ground plane antenna you call it. And then they're phased through phasing lines, and I can switch them in direction, 2 directions. I can make a 4 square, that's what you would call a 2 square that I'm using now. And I did start making a 4 square, but I got my sizes all mixed up. I must have been 2 stone that day or something. But anyway, we can get back to that. So I hope this wee bit of information has helped you people out there. And as I say, just go onto eBay. I know a lot of folk don't trust eBay, but I've spent a few bob on eBay, and I've made a couple of bob on it, so you just, it's like say the amateur radio community, we've got a lot of trust in each other as well, because as I say, I've never had any problem on eBay. I think I've said that a couple of times. Anything that I've bought's always came, it's never been damaged, it's never been broken like that, whereas you get fly people. But in the amateur radio community, it's quite good that way. People are kind of genuine and honest, so that's a good thing about it. So get on, get your stuff together. You maybe pick bits and pieces up, a couple of car batteries, big ones, just in case, keep them charged, and you'll always be talking to somebody somewhere. You'll find out information when all this technical shite goes off, or power cuts or something like that. Meet a lot of people through this, great. Even local ones in your area that you maybe didn't even know, you know what I mean? Years ago it used to be great. We used to have some fun with it. Out getting a good laugh, playing hide and go seek with a CB radio. How the fuck do you do that, Paddy? Well, you're in one car and I'm in another car, and there are about 3 or 4 of us in each car, and maybe somebody's got a bottle of wine, or maybe somebody's got a joint or something, so it's a good laugh. Honestly, we used to get some fun, and we would keep it down to one area, and what you call as RF gain. On this, I turn that and it just goes away up like that. On a CB radio, the signal just gets weaker and weaker. And that's what we used to do. Turn the RF gain back, and if we were getting a strong signal, they were in this bit somewhere. Take the aerial at the back of the radio, still getting a strong signal, aye, they're in this bit somewhere. I've tracked some people doing that years ago too in Glasgow. A couple of wee men that thought they were big men. But that's what we all do, or that's what we all used to do anyway, if we were looking for somebody. Just run about their area and then take the aerial at the back of the radio, and we run that bit across the road. And I made the mistake of going into a one-way street one night, me and a couple of my pals, and fuck me, man, see the squad that came. It was all women too. The wee guy wouldn't come out of the house, shat himself, sent his big sisters and his pals, her pals even, out. But that was quite funny. I'm saying, Andy, I think we better movies like that. I says, they're appealing, stab coming for the car, fucking get the welly down. And little did we know we were in a one-way street, but there you go, you know what I mean? You'll not get by if you don't try, so give it a try. It's good fun, keeps you out of trouble.